I'm going to talk about, can affordable housing be profitable? Does affordable housing have an impact on a community? Well, the answer is yes, to both of those things. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about our experiences. I've been doing this for over 40 years. I tell people I started when I was 5, and people laugh, and so that's not working anymore. And then I'm going to tell you about our experience in being a nonprofit housing developer. When I say we are a nonprofit housing developer, it simply doesn't mean that as a nonprofit we don't want to make money. We absolutely have to bring in funds to stay in business. And developing affordable housing not only meets our mission, which is the most important thing, but it provides development fees for our agency. And this allows us to continue that mission of providing good quality housing and all the other social services that are provided by a community action agency. We also are a chartered agency of NeighborWorks America, which is a federally, congressionally funded organization and a member of Rural Local Initiative Support Corporation. So I'm going to tell you that we develop affordable housing through low-income housing tax credits. Been a lot of conversation about low-income housing tax credits and how important they are to the development of affordable housing. We use 9% credits and we use 4% credits. We use both federal and state credits. We use home dollars. We use bonds. We've used bonds in a particular project, and we've done a HUD 202 senior housing. The tax credit program, and I was the president of the Missouri Workforce Housing Association for a long time, and we talk about low-income housing tax credits is a public-private partnership. Probably one of the best public-private partnerships out there, because somebody purchases your tax credits that allows you to develop affordable housing. Our credits have been purchased by Raymond James, by Credit Capital, by WNC, and even by a subsidiary of Berkshire Hathaway. So those are just a few of the people who have purchased our tax credits. The development fee that I talked about and how important that development fee is to nonprofit developers is part of the underwriting. And so you do that when you underwrite the deal. If funded, 25% of that development fee is paid at closing. 25%, 50% completion, and the balance at completion and cost certification. And I talked about you underwrite these deals, you want to make sure they're going to work, right? Because you have 30 years, sometimes longer than that if you do extended LORs, so sometimes longer than that. You want to make sure they underwrite. So there's a builder's profit in there. There's a builder's overhead. There's general requirements, and we build in 7% contingency because we not only do new construction, we do rehab of existing buildings. And new construction, you get what you get. In rehab, you get what might be there that you didn't know about, even though you've done all your due diligence. So I'm going to give you some of our innovative strategies. I said we did a HUD 202, and we started out trying to do a HUD 202, and we didn't have enough money to do a HUD 202 in St. Charles County. And so we had to figure out how do we make the 202 work. And so we brought in 4% tax credits and bonds. And it was the first in the nation 202 to use leverage funding. And Deke and Bruce, I hope it's not the last 202 to use leverage funding. Was it difficult to do? It was, but is it worth it? We have a 52-unit senior apartment complex that is a beautiful complex, has a project rental assistance contract, and seniors who are so grateful for what they have. We had a Congressman Blaine Lukenbauer came out to visit the 202, and one little lady said, "Let me tell you about where I was. I lived in a shed in the back of my daughter's home because there wasn't any room for me in the house. That's where I lived till I came here. Did that make a difference in her life? Absolutely, that made a difference in her life. Another lady said, I lived in a domestic violence situation all my married life. And as we got older, he came in and said, I don't want to stay married anymore, and kicked her out. And she was living in a car with her dog. And she came to Milton. That's the name of the project. And what a difference it made in her life. When I say she came with her dog, we're pet friendly. Travis, we don't have goats or Himalayan or Highland cows, but we have lots of dogs and cats. We also did a single family workforce, and Wayne talked about that developers dictate what's going to be done in the communities. We don't. We work closely with those cities to determine what their needs are, not just what we think, but what they think. We did a subdivision in a town called Montgomery City, Missouri, 22 single-family homes with home funds through MHDC. The city worked with us and brought in CDBG funds and developed all the infrastructure for the subdivision. That kind of partnership is important if you're going to do development, that you work with them. You know what they want, and they know what you want to, how you want to do it, and be a partner. Those homes rent for $420 a month, 3-bedroom, 2-bath homes. And at the end of the home compliance period, the families living in there at the end of the compliance period can purchase those homes for a % of the appraised value. So when they move in, they know that if they stay, they have an opportunity to own that home. Gives them great pride in that home. We did a senior project called Berkshire Estates in Mexico, Missouri. That is the particular one that the subsidiary Berkshire Hathaway was the investor. We thought, we had already named it Berkshire Estates. We thought that might prompt Warren Buffett to visit. It didn't. But that is a senior project with units set aside for senior homeless veterans. We partner with a group called Welcome Home to provide case management to those seniors who have been on the street for a very long time and are so happy to have a home. We also partnered with the VFW and the American Legion because they don't have furniture when they come. They don't have the things that we take for granted. And so they provided furniture and all those things that they need to start their first home. We're working on a project right now in Moberly, Missouri, and it's an adaptive reuse of a building. We have an old junior high school building that the city wanted to rehab, desperately wanted to rehab. The old junior high is very important in the city of Moberly. Has great meaning for the city of Moberly and the residents. And we are rehabbing that into a 40-unit senior apartment complex. We have people on the waiting list that went to junior high there. So for them, it is coming back home again to a place that they remember so fondly. We have developed over 1,400 units of affordable housing across Northeast Missouri. We've done everything from new construction, and I will say all of our new construction is built to universal design specifications. We have rehabbed existing buildings. We have a large portfolio of USDA 515. You know, in rural America, USDA built a lot of apartment complexes, and they are aging. And so how do we keep them viable? You know, they were built with baseboard heaters and window air conditioners and not built with the amenities that we're able to do with tax credits. So we've been able to utilize tax credits and rehab them and make those homes that are going to be there for a long time. We are a Section 8 public housing agency, Travis. We serve 11 counties in northeast Missouri. We too have a wide jurisdiction. I don't know that we're 3 hours away, but we're a good 2.5 from some of our counties. We also have a contract with St. Charles County to operate their PHA. So lots of vouchers, difficulty utilizing vouchers for many of the reasons that Deke spoke to and Travis. So we began doing project-based vouchers. We've done them for our projects, and we've also worked with developers that, want to do projects in northeast Missouri and been able to provide them project-based vouchers. It makes a lot of difference for the families. It makes a lot of difference in the underwriting of the project. So we're excited to do it. We're spreading out more and more. We're starting kind of small, and we're spreading out more and more. We're from Missouri, so you show us that it works, and we'll keep doing it and try to expand it. We're a little like Lyndon Johnson in the Great Society that, wanted to start small, and that didn't work because he was from Texas, so he started big. We haven't started big, but we're growing. So I wanted to give you some idea of the rent structure of some of the deals we're doing, and these are some of our new deals. So we have a 40-unit senior complex. We have affordable units, and we have some market rate units. The rent for the affordable units are $425. We have a senior project in St. Charles County, 54 units, 48 affordable, 6 market, rent $505, going up to $925, but that's because there's market rate in there. In St. Charles County, that's still affordable. We have another senior project in St. Charles County, 60 units, all of them affordable. 1 bedroom is $640 and 2 bedroom is $760. So that gives you a little bit of the idea. I'm acutely aware that we're running a little over and that I am the speaker that stands between you and lunch. So I just wanted to give you that affordable housing works. Affordable housing is important for communities, but you have to work with the communities. Wayne, I said we don't tell them what they want to do. We come to them and say, what do you need? And how can we partner together? We're working now with the city of Hannibal on a big EPA grant. Who would have thought EPA and housing, other than lead risk reduction and some of the other climate reduction? But we're going to build some housing, and we're going to do some rehab. And the city of Hannibal came to us and said, we want you as the partner. So build those relationships. Don't come in as the people that know it all. I've been doing it 40 years, and I by no means know it all. I've seen a lot, I've done a lot, but I don't know it all, and I learn every day. But don't come in telling them what you want to do. Come in being a partner with them. They know the need for affordable housing. There's not a city out there that's not seeing it. I tell you that one of our counties is St. Charles County. Very affluent, but got pockets of incredible need for housing. They also have lots of new businesses, including Amazon, that can't employ people in the county because they can't afford to live there. So they are living in counties adjacent to St. Charles County and driving to that facility. How long they will do that, who knows? But businesses recognize that one of their most expensive things is retraining when they have turnover. So talk to those businesses, partner with them. We're getting ready to look at another project in St. Charles we put into this year, and looking at workforce housing and how to do that in a county that sees the need but may not necessarily want it, if we use that terrible expression, not in my backyard. So how do we work with them? But everybody sees it, everybody knows it, businesses know it, but work with them. Figure out a way to partner, figure out common ground. We all have some common ground. You know, we sometimes think we're adversaries. We're not adversaries. They need housing, and we have the expertise to do housing. So work together, come together, find a common ground, and build affordable housing for communities.